Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Hei ja tervetuloa Hanan.
Perfect finish.
Hello and welcome to What's on Tap.
I thought you'd been replaced by a Finnish person.
Yeah, totally.
Except you're way more social.
No, I need to stab you now. No, hello and welcome to What's on Tap podcast.
Yes.
I'm your host Martin Leinen.
And I am your host Stefan Leinen. And the reason we are talking Finnish today is because I was in Helsinki not too long ago and I picked up some beers while I was there. Helsinki is very similar to Sweden in the fact that their alcohol is controlled by a government monopoly called the Alko, which is a rather unfortunate name.
I think it's a great name.
Well, that's kind of slang for someone's an alcoholic. And,
Alko.
Yeah, they're an alco. But you can buy beers up to 5.5% in shops. So there are several beer stores, and in fact, there's a really great one near the central station called P-I-E-N, and they've got just the largest, I think, selection of beers you can buy. Maybe the second largest. There was one grocery store I went to that was huge when it comes to beers under 5.5% and under. And then they have the largest and most diverse selection of higher ABV craft beers in Helsinki as well. So if you're there, very, very worth checking out.
At the actual Alko.
No. This is a beer shop. And then there is like Sori has a tap room, and Barski has a tap room they just opened. Keila has a tap room, and there's a lot of. I think there's maybe like 20 or so different verified venues in Helsinki.
That's really nice.
Yeah, for a city that is not very big, you could probably knock 10 of them off just by walking in a circle for 10 minutes.
So
they're really close.
So the scene is thriving.
It is extremely thriving, and there's tons of breweries there. Coolhead is probably, I would guess, one of the biggest Finnish exporting breweries right now, and they're in all of the bars.
Yeah.
So they're very easy to get. We get them at Systembolaget quite often, and you see them popping up in different beer stores and web shops and bars in Denmark and Sweden. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I keep seeing over and over again, but that's the one that pops to the top of my head.
Exactly.
But today we've got two from two breweries I don't think I've tried before, Orava and Lehe.
Yeah. So Lehe is an Estonian brewer.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of breweries are Finnish, but they brew in Estonia. Like Sori is technically a Finnish brewery, but it's all Estonian based.
Yeah, they brew it all in Estonia because like going on the ferry, it's such a small. It's so close.
It's 2 hours. It's 2 to 2.5 hours by ferry to go from Helsinki to Tallinn.
Yeah. So Sori, even though they brew it in Estonia, their tap room is in Helsinki, in Finland. So I'm guessing that Lehe, it might not have the same setup, but it's easy enough for Finland to get.
I would imagine
Estonian
due
beers.
to the cost of living and acquisition of goods needed, maybe business license or brewing license or whatever, it's probably quite cost prohibitive to brew in Helsinki itself, unless you own you're just doing a really small run, you have your own tap room and you brew stuff for your own tap room. But in Estonia, the labor cost and supply costs are much cheaper, so there's a reason why a lot of people are brewing there and then shipping over.
Definitely.
Because it's very, very easy and probably much cheaper. Import taxes, they probably have some sort of agreement where there's really no taxes at all.
Certainly. So the first beer is from Orava. They're Finnish.
Straight up Finnish. We have a double IPA, and the reason I got this is because it was called Sassy Shark.
Sassy Shark.
I wish the shark on the cover, on the can, was more sassy looking.
Yeah, it's not very sassy. It's more angry.
He just looks like he's about to eat some hops on a hook, which is like I want to see a little attitude. I want to see some sass in that shark. There's zero sass, but the name was too much fun to pass up. And this comes in at I think it is. It's either 6 or 9%. I can't really see that.
8.
8. Well, that's close.
8 according to internet.
No, that's the printing is really fine white print on a blue background.
Yeah,
it is really hard to read.
And if the can doesn't say, it's made with Strata, Nelson Sauvin, Cashmere and Azacca hops.
Yeah, they're using probably a 0.2 font or something on this, so who knows what it says.
Yeah. And Orava Brewing is a microbrewery from Turku.
Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously Turku. It's very New England. It's super hazy.
Yep. Good carbonation. And when you agitate it, you get a residual head on there and some nice lacing on the glass. Yeah, it smells.
I'm not sure what to say about the aroma. It smells a little strange.
Yeah, it does. I can't tell if it's the aroma of the beer or the fact that my child just did popcorn.
Yeah.
It's kind of throwing me off. But at any rate,
almost smells a little bit chemical. I won't bash the beer because I think it will taste delicious.
I think so too.
But there's something strange about the aroma.
All right, cheers. Yep, that falls squarely into the double IPA category. Yep. It is good. Unfortunately, this is that double IPA kind of thing where I don't really have much to say. It's a very good beer. It tastes great. I enjoy it. I would drink another can of this, but
there's something to unpack here in the flavor. It's not just like straight up tropical fruit.
What were the hops again?
The hops were Strata, Nelson Sauvin, Cashmere, and Azacca. I'm getting
it's probably the Cashmere because we've had Cashmere before in beers. Back at the Christmas calendar time and some of the things that were very Cashmere forward, and neither one of us were like, ooh, Cashmere, that's a hops we want to try more often. Or it could be the Strata.
I kind of like it. It's like a combination of pine and grass and citrus, but basically no regular tropical fruits like the mango
They are
papaya.
definitely not using the New Zealand hops that are really fruity. This is much more your resiny kind of hops.
And then you get a little bit of alcohol burn in the end of the aftertaste.
I didn't really find it that much. I think the grassy nature of the hops doesn't give me the alcohol burn. But it's good. It's a
strong 4.
It's a strong 4. It's yeah.
Are you edging on the 425?
No, I was like, it's really like a 3.9.
Oh no, you're on the weak 4. I'm sitting here bashing it like weird flavors and stuff, and I enjoy it the most.
Yeah, you do. Because for me, it's good. It's forgettable. I enjoyed it. It's not something I would think to go for again, but if I was to have it again, I would definitely not be disappointed. But it's it's just to me, it's a kind of a run-of-the-mill double IPA. It's exactly what I expect to find from this. I think it's quite good. So I'll give it a 4.
Nice.
I'll round up.
That's nice. So let's go to what I think would be the pièce de résistance.
All right. So this is a Lehe. It's called Heaven or Hell. It's a matter of perspective. It's an American barrel-aged barley wine. What is it barrel aged on? Who knows? It doesn't say. It's a mystery to us all.
Internet doesn't say.
It doesn't. It's a 14% ABV. This is batch number 565, and it's good until the 30th of April 2026.
Nice. And Lehe, the full name is Lehe Pruulikoda.
Yep.
And they are from Keila in Estonia. Just so So
I know exactly where that is.
Just to give our viewers the facts and the data that they sorely need.
This smells amazing, and the color
is really amber, dark amber.
Yeah, it's a really great color. It's very much, like I said, a dark amber kind of color.
A lot of dried fruits on the nose.
Caramel and like I said, dried fruits and barrel aging on there for sure.
Yeah, definitely some wood. Let's try it. Cheers.
Man, barley wines have come so far over the years. It used to be they were just really kind of sweet, high ABV, kind of like just strange things that you kind of like, you would try, but you didn't really like that much. But nowadays, I mean, barley wines, they're amazing. They're really, people have figured out how to make a good barley wine. I think this one falls into that, keeps that going. I quite enjoy this.
It's really good. It's really good. There's definitely like this sweet wood barrel aged flavor. I wish we knew what it's aged on. Now I'm leaning against bourbon, I think. I don't think it's bourbon.
Well, it says BBA, so I would guess
that has to be bourbon barrel aged.
Bourbon barrel aged, yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely bourbon.
But then I would expect more of this bourbony vanilla. I'm getting other barrel aged notes. They're not bad, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. But I definitely get the caramel. I wish there was a little more vanilla in this. And I think that's where, if it was a bourbon barrel aged, like if we knew what the kind was, maybe to understand like where the flavors are coming from. But
there's in the aftertaste there's a lot of alcohol heat, but it's quite nice. It's not this like vodka punch. It's like an oil that coats.
Yeah, I do like the alcohol heat. It does feel like you're drinking something that you need to take your time with. The only thing I don't like about the aftertaste is all I get is alcohol in the aftertaste.
Yeah.
I don't get any other of I don't get the fruit or caramel notes that I get from the nose. It's just kind of like it's all up front.
The aftertaste is quite one-sided.
Yeah. So that really drags the score down for me quite a bit, because because it's got such a great upfront mouthfeel, it's got a great initial burst of like you said, dried fruits and caramel and bourbony notes in there, but then the aftertaste is just all booze.
It's it is surprisingly boozy on the end.
Yeah. And even as you kind of like pause in between sips, you think, oh, well, maybe something will, because a lot of times these things will develop characters in your mouth as the air hits over your palate and kind of, it changes the flavor, things that are happening going on, and this just stays boozy.
I think so it's an American barley wine, which in my mind is quite hop heavy. I think this one is as well. It's quite bitter, and I think that it like feeds off of the alcohol heat, making it a more burning sensation. I think if this were to be like dissected into multiple glasses, I think we would realize that maybe it's not, maybe the alcohol hit isn't that bad, and maybe it doesn't have hop burn, but the burning sensation of heavy hops.
Could be.
I think those are feeding off of each other.
This is extremely carbonated for a barley wine.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, it's quite drinkable. I don't mean the aftertaste. I mean the mouthfeel. It's not watery, but it's not heavy. It's not difficult to drink.
It is really easy to drink. Which again, this is, what was it, 16%? 14. That's scary. Those beers always scare me a little bit, because you're kind of like, I could really drink this, and then you're like, oh, I should not really drink this.
It's kind of a weird one, but I'm on a 425, but it might be a low 425.
Yeah, this is a straight up 4 for me.
Yeah.
I quite like it. I think it's. I think we got lucky here, and I picked 2 random beers from the Alco that were both really good.
Yeah, but you also pick like it's an educated guess.
Sometimes you don't know. I mean, sometimes
sometimes
honestly,
it's just a can art.
Yeah, honestly, like Sassy Shark was just a can art. I was like, I don't even care. I just love the name so much. I just want to try it.
Yeah.
And then with the double IPAs these days, there's a lot of play in the zone, so you don't really know what you're getting. Barrel-aged barley wines usually more of a safe bet. But again, I just love the logo of the label on the bottle so much that I was like, well, it looks really cool. And it's a barrel-aged barley wine, so more than likely it's going to be pretty good.
It's been 4 years since I visited Helsinki, and even then, the assortment of beers was really good. The high overall quality at bars, at tap rooms, at Alko. Like if you went to that specialty beer selection, you could find some real bangers.
I did a lot of research to find the Alco with the best beer selection, and the one that I found, it was okay. It wasn't. It was. That's where I found these 2, and it was pretty good, but it was still like, it's not that great. I feel like there's another spot that was even better, but I have no idea how to find that or where it is. But having said that, so the reason I was in Helsinki is the company I work for, their corporate offices are based in Helsinki, and it's only an hour and a half flight from Malmo to there, so it's really easy to get there. And right across the street is a huge grocery store, and their beer selection is enormous. Now, mind you, it only goes to 5.5%, but they had so many like top tier brands in their beer selection, and it was like 4 rows of beer choices, and it was a lot. I was like, holy crap, I should have come here first instead of the 30-minute lunch break I had on the last day before I flew home. Right. And apparently there's an Alco there somewhere in that shopping complex. I have no idea where it is. I didn't see it when I was there. If I'd had more time to explore, I would have probably found it. And maybe that location has like the best selection of beers. But but the store itself was like, wow, there's a lot of stuff here. And if I had the time to go through all of it, I'd find probably some real bangers.
Yeah. But I enjoyed these.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. Helsinki is, it's a great beer market. It's a great international beer scene. If you get the chance, you should definitely go there if you are looking to try a lot of beers from the region. And Estonia is only a small ferry ride away. It's basically a day trip. And apparently you can find a ton of things in Estonia. They are importing from a lot of different places in a lot of different regions. So,
Stefan, you need to try the double IPA now.
Oh, the double IPA.
I just went back and I got the strangest flavor.
Bloody Mary?
Smoky sausage.
No.
You got Bloody Mary from it?
No, I didn't. I was just making up a strange flavor. I was trying to think what would be the strangest flavor in a double IPA I could think of. Tomato juice.
Maybe it's just my taste buds play.
You're just looking for something.
I'm always looking for smoky sausage.
I know you are.
A story of my life.
That's what your grinder profile says.
Yes.
Okay, you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and wherever you can find podcasts, you can find What's on Tap. So until next time,
keep drinking, you dum-dums.